Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to another episode of Reactaholics. The girls left. They're gone. They may be dead. We don't know. But in their stay, we have replaced them with someone who at least looks kind of feminine. Kyle, welcome back to the show.
The prophecy has been fulfilled.
Namaste.
Sauron has returned.
I've returned from my exile, because in the last episode that I was in, I didn't know anything.
So
And
you're
now,
like
now it's a trial by fire. You've got to avenge what you did last time. You know, you got to bring it today. Can you do so?
I've already brought it.
It's here.
We've overachieved. We've watched all the movie trailers.
Yeah. Okay. Slight spoiler for later in the show. We're going to be talking about the recent movie trailers that happened during that football game that we're not supposed to say the name of.
Are we not supposed to say the name of it?
We're not supposed to say the name of it. People get upset. But we're going to talk about those and some other trailers. We're throwing them all together. But we are talking about these. And I was like, everybody watch these trailers. I've been doing it for a week. Me and Kyle watched them all today. We're the only ones who did that.
I watched the trailers.
Did you watch all of them, Callum?
I did. Just recently.
Really? What's Mulan about?
Mulan is a remake.
Actually, it's a remake of a myth, of a Chinese myth.
Yes.
Well, it's a remake of the Disney movie more than that.
It
Well,
has a
actually,
lady
they're going to focus on the myth more
with
than
a
the
sword.
actual Chinese movie. I mean, the myth, the Disney movie.
I don't know.
Something
I guess
about
that's something to talk about. But first, let's finish introducing everybody. I've already said
Cautionary tale
names,
about
so
not doing avalanches, kids.
don't
Don't
One
go
in
to
every
war.
million
Don't,
people
like,
die in
dress
an
up as a
avalanche.
man and just go to war.
do dress up like a man and go to war because then you get cool ass movies.
Right?
Yeah. Okay, actually do that, and then just don't get killed during the process.
That's an
You do
endorsement.
you, and if doing you is being a man in a war, I support you, ladies.
But
They
hey
will
guys,
make a
it's
man out of you.
2020
I
and
think
women
you're so
can
high
be in
to
the
do that.
military.
Well, let's finish this intro.
Intros.
Dress up
Give
like a
us
man.
intros.
We've already said his name, Callum. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You got anything to say? You wanna talk about parakeets?
Parasite, you uncultured swine.
I said parakeets. I'm talking about the bird. I'm not talking about the movie. Give me your opinion on parakeets, you bastard. I mean, you master.
Born free. I mean, birds are wonderful creatures.
Technically, bastard isn't a swear word. It's a
They're
loophole.
like more cultured bats.
Yeah, they're like fancy bats. Oh, and speaking of people who weren't in the episodes for a little bit,
I
hi
miss
Will,
Bedford.
welcome back.
Hi.
How you doing? You missed
Good,
the theme
thanks.
park shit. We got to rectify that today.
I know we do, but let's finish up introductions first, and then I'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Like-
Last but certainly not least, we have another guest, and this is Callum's buddy. His name is the Squidjedi, and I forget his
Hi,
first
guys.
name.
Well, my first name is actually Brooks, and I'm just so glad to be here, guys. And I absolutely love reacting to stuff, and I actually plan to want to be an actor, and I just act anything I want to do. I am a damn good actor. I can act anything. Like I can act like, remember at Castlevania when Dracula realized that Alucard was the last thing he had of his family. I mean, of his wife. I can act
You can do
that.
that like Shakespeare.
Do your best impression of me.
Quick, give me your best Squidward tentacles now.
This is
SpongeBob.
we made it with our own hands.
What?
That's not Squidward.
I was acting out.
We're learning.
That's William
all I
Squidspear.
have left of you, and I'm killing it.
There we
Fine.
go.
Here's my Squidward tentacles.
I can do
There we go.
Squidward. I can do Squidward. SpongeBob, could you stop being alive?
SpongeBob, can you stop getting your
Order of Krabby Patties.
You all just stop doing those voice impressions, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Why did you crash your car into my
That
house?
was moderately explicit.
This entire episode is just Squidward
SpongeBob,
impressions.
you're a terrorist.
SpongeBob,
Okay, back to the show, everybody. We got a long one today. So, before we do anything, before we can progress, we have to rectify the sins of our past. Ladies and gentlemen, Will did not get to speak about theme park continuity and stuff.
Yes.
And he actually lives in Florida and goes to the theme parks. It's wrong. And today, we're going to rectify that. Will, the rest of us are going to shut up, and you get to speak. You get to speak, and we do not get to speak till you're done. So, Will, you have the floor.
Yes. Okay. So the theme, if I remember correctly, was theme parks. Incorporating like becoming canon within the movies and stuff.
I will help here, and then I'll shut up again. The theme specifically was: are all these theme parks that are doing stuff with IP a good thing? And canonizing them, is it going too far? And we also just shared opinions on the theme parks that are out now. So,
I would say maybe making them canon is a bit too far because there is some sort of continuity errors, like Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Love that place so much, but there is some certain things like the new ride that they just opened, the Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. That talks about a building in the Forbidden Forest that students use as a hideaway. Which it's okay, why was that never brought up in the books or movies? When
it's all for money.
That could have been useful in several different situations, and it's simple because it's not part of the main canon, so but yeah. And outside of that, I think these theme parks really do a good job of making you feel more immersive. What Mel said last time, though, definitely, of course, kind of reminded us that we definitely shouldn't be too immersive, but I think there's a fine line between a Disney theme park and a haunted house. Because, at the end of the day, these theme parks, they want to make money, and in order to make money, you kind of need people to not be bodily harmed. So, I think that Disney and Universal would be smart enough to stray away from that. And I wish AJ was here so that I could ask her if on the Millennium Falcon ride, because I haven't been to Galaxy's Edge yet, if on the Millennium Falcon ride you can play the little alien chess game, because if you can't play the alien chess game on the Millennium Falcon ride, I will give that ride a 0 out of 10 just right then and there.
So actually, to answer your question, because I had similar questions for AJ, and I did ask this. You can't play chess on the Millennium Falcon ride, but in the gift shops, you can buy the chests. You can buy the chess set and the game.
For how much?
I don't know, probably $1 million. It's a fucking Disneyland, Disney World gift shop. Not effing, flipping, frickin', trucking. No swear words were said.
They gotta raise the prices so they can try and buy Spider-Man.
They paid $200 for a lightsaber, and is it really that good, or is it really quality, or is it just...
Here's the thing.
Okay, wait. Squidjedi, you were just asking about them making lightsabers, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so before Galaxy's Edge opened up at Star Tours, the ride that's been at Disney World for years and years, I actually got to make my own lightsaber, and don't know if I can find it the exact moment. Too lazy to go find it.
I made my own too.
What?
He made his own too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I made a green one.
I made a blue one.
I'm gonna make a purple one.
I'll make a plaid one.
By the way, I love you, Kyle.
I'm gonna make an orange one and call it the Ginger Saber. Represent my Star Wars gameplay series I'm doing on the side.
Go check it out.
Hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag plug. But yeah, I definitely agree with you, Will. There is a point where it goes too far. The reason I guess I'm more okay with it being specifically here is they're actually writing books about Batu. And I think those are actually what's canon.
Okay.
Like, for example, if I go to this Star Wars theme park, I am not canon in the Star Wars universe.
You don't know
as much as you would want to be, as much as I would want to be.
It is
Hey,
not
look, if
canon,
it was
but
like, if you make a
Solo
lightsaber,
opened
you're
up
canon a Jedi in the Star Wars cinematic universe. I'll pay $200. Hell yeah.
I mean, why does Star Wars copy Marvel? I mean, they're trying to make their own universe. Why can't they had their own universe
Because everyone
before.
wants to
Why
be
not
Marvel.
just copy from that?
I mean, Will has a point. Everybody is doing this. And to be fair, Star Wars kind of did it first because we had this story focusing on these one characters. And then with the prequels, we had a story that still featured some of the similar characters, but also focused on alternate characters in an alternate time. So the argument could be made, maybe Star Wars was doing this before Marvel.
I'll always say
Actually, technically,
Stephen
the
King
Universal
got it.
monsters were doing this first.
Oh yeah, they were the
yeah.
first ones, but
Oh, yeah.
you know,
And also
Star
for-
Wars was still before Marvel.
Yeah.
But Marvel
also
perfected it because
Go ahead,
the prequels were kind of mixed.
And also, we still got Force Awakens and Last Jedi of the deal, so I'm not complaining because those movies are still awesome, even though if I don't like Rise of Skywalker. And moving on from that.
Yeah, the Rise of Skywalker sucks.
I think it's great. I think it's perfect. I think it's much better than those other two. But that's not what today is about.
I have no opinion. I didn't see it.
Oh, Kyle, we missed you.
Kyle, what's your input? I don't know.
I don't know. What do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do?
I have made my triumphant return since welcome to Walmart, yo.
By the way, while we're on top of theme parks, I'm still waiting for Disney to make the It's a Small World cinematic universe.
And Callum, thank you so much for animating that. That was awesome. And the plug
I
of my
just
channel.
I just can't wait until Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from that Jungle Cruise movie coming up runs his boat into Jack Sparrow's Disney
That's a
World
crossover
theme
I
park
would love.
universe.
Yeah.
Small world.
Okay, real talk. On the Jungle Cruise movie, though, I don't have a problem with that movie existing, even though I have a strong feeling it's going to be bad. But the problem is, like, I've heard talks that that movie will become part of the ride, and that they'll replace the live skippers with, like, I don't know, like audio animatronic Dwayne
Dwayne "The
Johnson
Rock" Johnson.
or whatever. Which
You know what? I support this.
I want one of those.
I
on
don't-
Wii.
No, a lot of people would love to, make like fake tissue of his abs.
It's like just as lifelike as the Hondo and Naka animatronic. I'm all in.
But no, I am not for that because for me, the skippers are the entire reason to ride the Jungle Cruise. Because without the skippers, you're basically looking at animals that are so painfully, obviously fake.
I mean, to be fair, and I am about to move past this, but since it's about the theme park, I'll share an opinion real fast. To be fair, without the Jungle Cruise ride and the skippers on it, we would not have one of Weird Al's best songs.
Oh yes, Skipper Dan.
Skipper Dan is such a good song, and we would not have it.
No, I met Weird Al Yankovic.
I watched him live in concert. I almost
I met him like live, actually, with him in person.
Dope, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was at New Orleans Comic Con and Wizard World Comic Con, and I was there, and I got a little nice talk with him, and then I left, and yeah, that was it. It was nice. I don't know him that much.
I just want to
I don't
love the
know that
man.
much.
I want the man to let me love him. I want to be Weird Al's second wife. Can I be Weird Al's second wife?
I
I'm
want
gonna
to be his
Weird Al's second
grandmother.
wife. And Kyle can be his grandma. There you go. We can have this weird, confused, terrible little family.
Literally weird.
I don't know.
I'd make an amazing grandma.
The thing though, Neil, is I don't know if Al would be able to trust you since you left me standing at the altar.
Hey,
Just
look,
make a deal on eBay.
I
You'll
do
be-
two things on this show: propose to
appreciate
people
that.
and break people's hearts. You got one of those.
And now something completely different. The award.
Yeah, now we move on to the actual news, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's make a Dr. Phil theme park.
The first bit of news is a rumor. This is not confirmed, but as mentioned in our earlier episode, Doctor Strange has lost its director and needs a new one. And the rumor is... Kyle Downing steps up to the plate, ladies and gentlemen.
I got this.
But the rumor is that they have reached out to Sam Raimi. For those of you who don't know, the director of the original Spider-Man trilogy, along with a ton of horror films, including but not limited to Evil Dead. Not Evil Dead.
I see that movie so bad.
Wait, yeah, the Evil Dead.
That's how Disney plans to get Spider-Man.
Yeah.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah, I actually saw a film theory about them getting it for free. Getting Spider-Man for
I saw
free.
that. I love film theory.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think? Do you think Sam Raimi is a good choice? Do you think maybe they should have gone a different route? Or maybe they should have just kept the director they already had? I don't know. He's still on the movie, has like an executive producer. But what do you guys think?
Can't beat Sam Raimi. I've seen some of the stuff he's done, and his horror is so just funny and just so crazy. And if he does the same thing in this movie, then with the visual effects of Doctor Strange, because that was like Inception on steroids, that would be just unbelievable.
But Sam Raimi isn't going to get paid up front, is he?
I don't know. This is just a rumor.
Spider-Man,
Is that a joke?
I've come to bargain.
Paycheck. I've come to bargain.
Disney, I've come to bargain.
Yeah.
That's a good one, Kyle. That's going to be a classic Kyle line.
I will say that if we are going to have a Doctor Strange movie directed by Sam Raimi, then Bruce Campbell should play the main villain.
No.
Yes.
No, he should be the exact same character, like coming from a multiverse, from his own universe, like the same character.
No.
Like, that is character. What's his name again? Like.
No.
They should make it a crossover with BBC's Sherlock.
Why?
Yeah. like him coming through a portal and just having a fun adventure with Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. And
Look, now, listen, if we're going to put Bruce Campbell in an MCU movie, it has to be as Ash Williams.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm a high-functioning wizard.
So moving on, my final thoughts on this rumor is, I remember somebody said, you can't beat Sam Raimi. I guess you couldn't. Man, who could verse Sam Raimi? The Spider-Man director. Who could verse Sam Raimi about spiders? Spider-Verse.
Also,
okay, moving on.
Should we get like an animated crossover? No, keep them animated and just bring them into the movies. Like it's like a big Roger Rabbit style crossover.
I wouldn't like that.
Neil, it's all Neil. It's just a leap of faith.
You're right. I just had to trust Marvel. You're right, Callum.
Yeah, we have to trust Marvel now because they might decline. If they decline, I
don't think they're going to decline. But Marvel is not relevant now because we are moving on. The next piece of news is I'm going to let Callum and Will take the lead on this, but we got some nominees and some really big breaking news for who won one of those things.
All right.
I don't know shit about this, so you guys go. I mean, I don't know anything.
I'll do
not the SH word.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So, here's the thing. Yes, as I'm sure you all know, the Oscars was this past Sunday, and a certain little Korean film y'all may know called Parasite has made history by being the first foreign film to win Best Picture. Not only that, but the film took away 4 Academy Awards. Not only to win for Best Picture, it also won for Best Director for Bong Joon-ho, Best international film, and I can't remember the fourth one off the top of my head. But I think, and all of those were for the director Bong Joon-ho, by the way, which means that not only is this the first international film to win Best Picture, but it's also the first time that a single person has won 4 Oscars in one night since Walt Disney in 1954 for 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. But yeah, and this is predictably caused quite an outrage online. Like, some people... I mean, of course, this film won Best Picture over Joker, so of course people are bitter. But yeah, and there's some people, though, who have had interesting thoughts saying that a foreign film should not qualify for Best Picture.
Why not?
Why not?
Racists, I think those are called.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But I really like Joker to win.
I mean,
because I want a comic book movie to win Best Picture for once.
I haven't
didn't
seen
Black
Joker yet,
Panther do
but
that?
everyone thinks
Okay, quick tangent about Joker. Good movie, highly overrated. Moving on from that before, people get mad at me.
Look at it.
But yeah, and I mean, personally, like, the argument I see people being brought up is, if it qualifies for Best Foreign Film, then it shouldn't qualify for Best Film because this is an American award show, which, I mean, come on, guys. It's like, yeah, we can give people Best International Film, but...
Spirited Away won Best Animated Feature.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But, exactly. But I feel that if we just slump movies and keep them in the Best International Film category, not as many people are gonna see them. So I feel, because let's face it, a lot of times foreign countries, they make better films than we do here in America sometimes.
Yeah, and especially animation.
Take a look at Amelie.
Why do you think we readapt so many Japanese horror films?
Exactly.
And don't forget anime, because that is so much better than the CGI animation we have here. And
In the
the
West.
2D animation is good, but not as great as anime.
Yeah. But yeah, so just really glad that Parasite has won, and I hope that will start a trend that will continue. Callum, your thoughts?
Right. I've yet to see Parasite, but it's available in the cinemas, and it's available for me to see it at some point later this month. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. I also wanted to mention, on the topic of animated films, the short film Hair Love managed to win the Best Animated Short Film. And
I saw that when I saw the Angry
Ron
Birds
Smith
2 movie.
adores this film, and I can see why. It's brilliantly heartfelt. It's funny. It's heartwarming. It's emotional. You just need to go watch it. It's absolutely fantastic. Also, this topic was suggested by a Starduster named Ryan R020397. He'd been wanting this for some time, and this is us talking about it here now. And whilst on the topic of Parasite, he has given his thoughts on each and every Best Picture nominee. Yep.
Hi, Ryan.
And now I'm going to read to you each and every nominee. And here are
Actually,
his
Callum, before you do that, speaking of Parasite and waiting for something, don't we know somebody who may have been very pro Parasite winning? Don't we know somebody? Don't we have a reaction here to play of somebody who may have done that? Not even foreshadowing. We're doing it right now.
3-shadowing.
This is Minute Movie Pop, of course, a friend of the show. This is her feelings on Parasite's win. And we shall be quiet.
I was expecting something else because of the hype for this movie. It wasn't bad. I was really into it from beginning towards the middle, but then it totally lost me. I like the messages that it's trying to put out there and the originality of it all.
So there you go, different opinion.
Well,
Yeah, when Callum told me about this reaction, I thought it was very pro the movie.
I actually did this just because Minute Movie Pop has never had an appearance until now.
We chose. Okay.
You're
Go ahead,
welcome.
Squid.
Hello from me.
I haven't seen this movie before, so I don't have an opinion on it. I would like to see it, but not yet. I can't see it yet.
Is it bad that I haven't even heard of this movie until just now?
Really?
Yes, it is. You uncultured swine.
Kyle in the show
Actually,
talking about
I
stuff
haven't heard
he
of this
doesn't
movie
know.
either until the Oscars.
I mean, I'll probably review Joker whenever I finally watch that movie. Everyone seems to think I like it.
I think I am not excited for Joker. I still haven't seen it.
Anyway,
I don't want to
Everyone's
see it.
everyone's
Go
like,
ahead,
"It's very in
Callum.
touch with
Talk
your
about.
political views."
here is Ryan's thoughts on Parasites. Parasite is by far my favorite of these Best Picture nominees. I have never seen a film so tightly constructed, wholly original, and meticulously crafted like this before. It so perfectly balances many different tones and combines them together to strengthen the narrative to such a perfect degree. From its flawless direction to its fleshed out characters, both rich and especially poor, fantastic performances, wildly unpredictable, an emotionally intense story where every scene builds upon the last, effortlessly editing and pacing, amazing cinematography, score, production, design, deep explored themes, perfectly executed screenplay, all these qualities and more. It's so thought-provoking and masterful on every single level. Those are his thoughts on Parasite.
That's a lot of illustrious and
Well,
exquisite
now I have to see
adjectives.
this movie. Now I have to see this movie.
He's also talked
I'm
about
interested in
in
seeing it.
equal detail Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, Marriage Story, and 1917, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Those are a lot, and we got a lot to do. Let's go ahead and hear one more of your choice, and then we'll move on.
Okay, sorry, Ryan. At least we got you to say your favorite was Parasite. Let's see. 1917. This because I saw it, and it's an amazing war film. All right.
I want
Will saw it too. Will saw that movie.
Yes, I did. That's why I didn't wasn't part of the last episode, and it was amazing.
Hope it was worth it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was worth it. I got PTSD and everything. Whoa!
This is why you got abandoned at the altar. You have commitment issues.
So these are Ryan's thoughts on 1917. 1917 is one of the most masterfully crafted war films that I've ever seen put on screen. It's that kind of film where every element that makes a film great are all utilized to such a perfect degree and complement each other so well. Its direction is phenomenal. The production design is outstanding. How the film seamlessly transitions from one scene to another never ceases to blow my mind. It made it look like it's in one shot. Roger Deakins is absolutely showing off with his perfect cinematography to the point of being groundbreaking. The style of it looking like it's all one shot is completely immersive and simple, yet extremely effective for the story. It's not just a gimmick, mind you. Thomas Newman's score is the best I've heard all year, and George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman beautifully carry the film from beginning to end. It also balances more of its intense moments with its softer moments, like when they were talking about Hey, Heaven and a Prayer, a song so well. It puts you on this journey during World War I that you'll never forget anytime soon. Full stop.
All right. Ryan seeming to have varied opinions.
Oh, yes. And he's gone on to various effortless opinions on all these other movies, but sorry, Ryan, we don't seem to have the time.
Yeah, no, because we have so many trailers to go through. As earlier mentioned, everybody, a football game that we won't say the name of because they get whiny if we do, has it. Let's just call it the Tooper Hole.
The Booper Soul.
Yeah, the Booper Soul. The Booper Soul had a lot of trailers come out, and I wrote them all down, and I told my cast, hey, we're going to go through all of these. We're going to have such a good episode. It's going to be great. And my cast failed me and didn't watch them all. Except for
I wasn't even planned to be in this video until, like, a while ago today. That's sad.
I've been planning for this for a long while.
I am in every episode.
To be fair,
Liar.
I probably wouldn't have watched them if it wasn't for Neil. Being like,
I mean,
watch
to be
these.
fair, I was literally like, hey, you're going to do the show, watch these. If only I had been in the room with you, Will. You would have watched them all too, and we could have cuddled.
What a story, Neil.
Yeah, he tried to cuddle me. We recorded a video of us reacting to the trailers.
I didn't try to cuddle you. I successfully cuddled you, thank you.
Temporarily.
Temporarily. Well, with that, we got to move on to these said trailers. Now, there's a ton, ladies and gents. So many so that after this episode, I'm going to go through and in the comments give you time codes. So, if you have one specific one you want to know about now, go ahead and click the time code. But we are going to start with, you know what? Let's start with a bang. There is a brand new... Shut up. There is a brand new James Bond movie coming out.
Mm-hmm. I have seen the first trailer for this.
Yeah, I've seen Dr. No, Goldfinger, and Skyfall. I remember seeing it like when I was 10, and I saw Spectre. Like that was actually my first James Bond movie I saw in the theater.
You poor soul. You poor soul.
I've actually never seen. I'm ready to be struck down by God himself. I've never actually seen a James Bond movie.
Okay.
And watching this trailer, me, as someone who is on the outside of James Bond, I totally get it. Like, I understand this trailer. There were so many Easter eggs in this trailer that me, as someone... Yeah, that final shot where it's like the classic shot. There's so many shots. I don't even know James Bond, and I know these references. I'm like, oh, that's a reference. Oh, that's a reference. Shaken, not stirred. That's a reference.
No. My identity's been stolen.
What happened?
Squidjedi left. He abandoned us like you did, Neil.
Oh, no. Something happened. Never mind.
I've abandoned no one.
I've seen several James Bond movies myself. I've seen Skyfall. I've seen Finger. I've seen Dr.
Were you about
No,
to say member?
Yeah, I've seen Gold Member. I've seen The Spy Who Shagged Me. I've seen Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery.
I haven't seen the James Bond movie.
I've seen the American Dad version called Black Villain.
What about Tearjerker?
I
had Tearjerker, of course.
Fix a Tearjerker. You just
Okay, so I guess I'm the resident James Bond expert then, since I've seen most of the movies.
You have to.
I just want this movie to be good. Casino. So far, the Daniel Craig Bond films have been like 2 for 2. Casino Royale and Skyfall were amazing. Quantum of Solace was meh. Spectre was meh. But me and several other people have noticed a trend where it's sort of like the opposite of the Star Trek movie curse, where all the even-numbered Star Trek movies are good and all the odd-numbered ones are bad. With the Daniel Craig Bond films, it seems that all the odd-numbered films are good, but the even-numbered movies are not good. So, and since this will be the 5th of the Daniel Craig Bond films, that does give me hope. And also, I am really interested to see what Rami Malek will bring to the table as a Bond villain. I'm really interested to see how that plays out.
In a reaction video, I very specifically said, "Oh, hey, it's Mr. Robot."
I would have said, like the basic bitch that I am, I would have said, "Oh, hey, look, it's Freddie Mercury."
I was going to say that. I was going to say, this film is so legendary, Freddie Mercury appeared in a mask.
I would have said, hey, look, it's that one guy from Until Dawn, the video game. Look at him. There he is. Be an Until Dawn guy. He becomes a Wendigo. But so it sounds like our opinions on this specific movie trailer is, for the majority of us, it looks good. We're not really fans. But for Will, it's going to be good because it's number 5.
Pretty much.
Kyle,
who's experiencing
did you have anything else to say about this? Kyle, did you have anything else to say about this?
I can barely hear you. Your audio is glitching out for me for some reason.
Your audio is glitching out for us.
I don't
Hello?
know what's happening.
Hello?
Weird things are happening.
Hello?
Will has left.
No, I'm still
What
here.
happened?
I'm still here.
What?
Oh no, wait,
What's going on?
Jedi. Someone's hacked into our system. We
Can you people hear me?
We can hear you.
I'm here.
Oh.
What's going on?
We are clearly professionals here, ladies and gentlemen.
The world is ending! I'm confused. Okay, Kyle, did you have any opinions on the James Bond movie?
Oh.
Hello?
Hey, he did you on our wedding night, Neil.
What? What the fuck is happening? Oh, he left.
Just
I
like
get it
you
now.
did, Neil. Just like you did.
Yeah. What the shit is happening? Hold on. Something's happening here. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, I think my computer is having a seizure.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Just stand next to me and we'll do the rest of the video like this.
No more face cam for me.
So did you have any opinions on 007?
I haven't seen any James Bond movies either, but I'm definitely interested now. It looks good. I've always wanted to see them for a while. I just haven't, as is with most of the movies we review here.
And with the end trailer scene, that was a good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good homage to that franchise.
Okay, moving on. We've talked about the James Bonds. We've talked about the Spyfall. Now we need to talk about the villains. Specifically, the Minions.
How dare they?
Minions 2.
This trailer I have seen.
Go ahead, Will.
This trailer I have seen. And no, just no.
No.
Now, here's the thing, though. Me and Kyle just watched this trailer. We have opinions. Specifically, the main opinion is there's a nun with nunchucks in this trailer and a mime that has a lobster claw.
The only
Get
joke I can think of
alive,
that is called a mobster.
A living rock.
And a rock. There's a rock. I am going to go downstairs and attempt to fix Kyle's computer.
I can't hear anybody else
His
anymore.
face will be revealed at last.
Yeah, but for now, you guys just chat about things. And
Yeah,
then go to combat after that.
What
Yeah.
does
So-
humanity come to? Like, why do we have to deal with this? Like, what is wrong with elimination?
Dying.
Minions 2! Minions, why do you have to exist? Can we find a way to kill them? I heard that they're indestructible in the Minions movie, but I bet you can kill them with a lightsaber, and I got that from a buddy on Stardust named TWC.
Shout out to TWC. We love you. So, here's the thing.
I still think
Okay.
we're overrated Twinkies.
Yeah. Overrated Twinkies, yeah. They are overrated Twinkies, but I do like the Despicable Me movies. I like number one. I like number two.
The first one. I haven't seen the second one in so long.
I think the sequel is much better than the first one because the trailer spoiled the first one, and the second one is hysterical. I enjoyed that, so I had high expectations for Minions. Boy, did it
He
disappoint.
literally went on a rocket, diving a shark, with 50 pounds of dynamite strapped to his
Yeah.
chest.
Yeah, that was
And
part
the
of
mouth
the
of a robot.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
Jesus.
yes,
His pretty
yes,
faces.
yes.
Yeah.
I
Oh my
also like
God,
the original
Neil's
Despicable Me
face.
movies.
My God, look at it, people. Look at it. Now you can't.
So basically, where was I? That was part of a joke of Despicable Me 2. That was hilarious. So here's the thing. It appeals to everybody, Despicable Me. There's the adult stuff with Gru and the kiddish fodder with Minions. It's all in perfect balance, but what happens when you put away the balance? You get Minions.
Perfectly balanced.
Exactly.
All things should be. But this is not the balance.
It's just too much kid fodder. It's like a troll in Central Park, except with CGI just fodder. It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on.
And the CGI does not make it look any better. It looks pretty, but I really think that CGI is overrated. Overrated.
Oh, Squidjedi, I think this is a perfect transition for you to talk about what we
Wait,
discussed earlier
I
about
don't,
animation.
I don't know because we still have a lot of trailers to talk about. Maybe we want to get through those first before we get to the topic.
But Squidjedi has something very brief to say, and it'll tie into another trailer we'll discuss later.
Are you sure? Can we just say that because
It's
I
quick.
feel like this should be an entire topic unto itself.
I want to know the lobster hand mime's backstory. If there's any reason for me to watch this movie, it's for that.
All right, very well. We will be motivated for that. Not Gru's backstory, but just that lobster guy.
That's the only thing I care about.
You're fond of meat lobster, right?
Okay.
Like that insinuates his parents were into some weird stuff. Or there were biological experiments. One of the two.
How about we talk about the only other of these trailers that I have seen, which is the Clone Wars trailer.
Oh yeah, boy! I mean, I have been waiting for this for 4 years. No, well, technically, I've been waiting it for I waited for 2 years, and then I gave up, and then back in 2018 it came out, and the trailer came out, and then I had to wait 2 more years. I felt like Darth Maul. I have been waiting a long time for my revenge, but with this, I can wait a little longer.
Squid Jedi, do you have any thoughts about the animation medium working in Star Wars?
Callum, we're not talking about that yet. We're talking about the trailer.
I don't know, I think this ties into the trailer, but basically me and Squid Jedi were talking about why animation worked, but maybe I'll just sum it up for here. Basically, it works better here because it's used in a stylized way, and as it always has been in the entire series, and it captures that Star Wars style perfectly well and appeals to all ages.
Like it was drawn 2D, like 2D animated.
Yeah.
There you go. We made it relevant.
Yeah.
I just want to give a brief shout out to Chris, who's in the background tirelessly fixing my technical difficulty.
God bless you, man.
Mwah. God bless you. Mwah.
We love you, Chris.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
I
You're me
fixed-
now.
Wait, Neil, let me see your shirt. I think I have that exact same shirt.
Wait, your name
Yes, I do. I have that exact same shirt. I'm not wearing it right now, but I have it.
Yeah, the cat.
Hi.
Hello.
I guess I have face cam now.
It's pretty faces.
Oh, how the tables
What are we
are
talking
turned.
about?
The table
Clone Wars. We're talking about Clone Wars.
Oh, we went into Clone Wars next? I have things to say about this.
Okay, go.
So I'm actually currently watching Clone Wars. And remember the other day when we were doing the show, and I mentioned, I got really into talking about Revenge of the Sith, so I was like, I want to watch it again. That helped me during this trailer. So there are some scenes that have to take place during the events of Revenge of the Sith. For example, during Revenge of the Sith, Anakin found out that Padme was pregnant. But there's a scene where Padme is visibly pregnant, and she's like touching her stomach, and Anakin is aware of it. So that has to take place during Revenge of the Sith. It's in the trailer.
Was this an epilogue or something? I think that there's an epilogue, like maybe a little bit, like I think there's like a little
This
scene.
has to be during. This has to be during. And I also think there's a scene where Ahsoka and Rex are running away. I think that's Order 66. I think they're being chased by other clones. There has to be some correlation between the best prequel and this season. And
Actually, I read the book. I read the Ahsoka book, and actually, it was after during Order 66. I don't want to spoil it or anything. Should I?
It's a book. Okay, if anyone's going to read the book Ahsoka, skip ahead. 3, 2, 1, go ahead, Squid.
Okay, so all the clones are saying good soldiers follow orders, and they're about to kill Ahsoka, but then Captain Rex saved her because he had the chip out of the chip out of his brain, and they got out of there alive.
Ahsoka Tano, you dummy!
Hey, Neil, you wanna come claim your face back?
I've got my face.
Actually,
right.
it's an inhibitor chip. It's the inhibitor chip.
Well, my theory is we're going to see it.
We have to see
let me think. We have to see, like, I really thought there was going to do a season 8 because there's a lot of content that I wish could have gotten into season 8.
I mean, I personally wish that we could see more of Grievous and more of my favorite bounty hunter in the Star Wars universe, Cad Bane. I personally hope he ends up being the villain in season 2 of Mandalorian. But this leads to something we've been wanting to discuss on the show for a while. By Kyle, after this topic, I'll come up there and you can come down here.
I know the fate of Cad Bane. There's a deleted scene.
It's a deleted scene. It's a deleted scene. We don't know.
It's not a deleted scene. It's actually in a pro scene. You know, they're like doing these little scene things for like not animated. Like
it's not canon.
These are meant for the show.
It's deleted, not canon. I refuse. He's not dead. I refuse.
What was I going to say? Oh yes, Neil, you're talking about this. There's an evil part of me that's hoping that this season is basically a remake of Revenge of the Sith, just doing it right this time.
Here's the thing: as someone who loves Revenge of the Sith, it's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I wouldn't mind watching that.
You're so beautiful. Only because I'm so in love. So love is blinding you?
I'm just saying that line of "You were my brother, Anakin" gets me.
I loved you.
But to continue, there's something I've been wanting to talk on the show for a little bit. Will disagrees with me on this, but we're talking about it today. The Dark Knight and Revenge of the Sith are basically the same movie.
Let's see.
Let me walk you through it. You can decide which movie I'm talking about. Okay? So the movie starts with a scene of sort of these characters just doing a little action scene to get us started. Sort of get us into the plot, establish one of the villains, all that. Then, after that, one of the main characters has to leave and separate themselves from the other main characters to go take out a different threat. This could be Batman going after the mob in Japan, or this could be Obi-Wan going after General Grievous. You can decide which one, because it could be both. Also, another thing we have here is the corruption of a side character, in this case Anakin Skywalker, in that case Harvey Dent, by the true main villain. Both characters get corrupted at the end. Both had to fight their mentor? I guess Batman's not really a mentor, but they do have to fight the other main character. And both are motivated by love. One by wanting revenge for what happened to their loved one, and one to prevent their loved one from dying. We also have scenes where essentially a moral choice is made. This one is to kill kids, the other is to blow up a ship. The choice is different. We take out our main villain, or in this case, General Grievous, and then we continue our plot, which focuses more on the villain's journey for this character. Which movie was I talking about there? Which one of those two?
You're talking about both.
I was talking about both. They're the same damn movie. There's even political struggles in both.
Except Dark Knight actually handled those political struggles well.
Oh. But what about the Clone Wars? They handled it better than the Revenge of Sith.
I think Revenge of the Sith handled them fine.
You know what?
I don't even remember what the political stuff in Revenge of the Sith was about.
Chasing cars.
It's never been established if the Joker doesn't like sand.
Wait a minute. Everybody. Let Callum finish. Go ahead.
Anakin Skywalker. I am like a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know.
Anakin is his dog.
Are you kidding? That's another comparison. The villain risks their life to convert the side character, Anakin. Palpatine has to risk his life with Mace Windu in order to get Anakin to join him.
The Republic has plans.
I get it. The Joker
Obi-Wan
is like Palpatine.
And Joker lets frickin' Harvey flip the coin on whether or not he's going to kill him. Both had to risk their lives to achieve their goal.
That performance was amazing.
You had plans.
Yes, I agree. Hayden Christensen's acting is amazingly terrible, and it's wonderful.
You had
You
plans.
underestimate
I was
my
talking about Heath Ledger, but all right.
You
You had
underestimated my
plans.
power. Don't
All
try.
right. So
Okay.
last thoughts on Clone Wars
You had
I think
plans,
Rex
Anakin. But
is
you didn't do it.
I think Rex is one of the best characters in Star Wars canon. So much so that he's actually made canon. They said in their opinion there is a guy with a beard who looks a lot like Rex from Rebels and Return of the Jedi. In
I
current
heard
canon,
this.
that's Rex. In current canon, Rex is in the movies.
Everyone with
Nice.
a beard is Gandalf to me.
I just want to say real quick because I haven't said my thoughts on the trailer yet.
Oh, go ahead, Will. While you say your thoughts, me and Kyle are going to switch places. Go ahead, Will.
You do that. I will say I got exactly out of this trailer pretty much what I expected from a Clone Wars trailer, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I was like, okay, cool, this is cool. We're getting one more season of Clone Wars to wrap things up. You know, that's cool. I can't wait to see where this goes. So it's yeah, basically, yeah, what I just said. It's like, this looks cool. Can't wait to see where this goes. That is a summary of my thoughts.
Fire, you fools!
No! We're gone!
And then meanwhile, Gandalf is like stabbing the shit out of the Balrog.
And then falling into the lake.
All this while Neil
It's
went
about
away.
ending up on a mountain.
He knows nothing about this.
It's a very real chance that Gandalf and Jason Voorhees are related.
Jason Bourne. That's what they used to call him.
So now we know for a fact that the Dark Knight is an actual good version of Revenge of the Sith.
Well, technically, the Clone Wars is a
Both versions are a good version of Revenge of the Sith. Thank you.
technically, technically, the Clone Wars is the good version of Revenge.
I know something completely
Revenge of the Sith is the good version of Revenge of the Sith. Thank
Okay,
you.
Okay,
Completely
well, I have to see it again to make sure.
You know what? Neil, you're right. Take back what I said. Revenge of the Sith is the good version of the Dark Knight.
Well, hold up there.
You're
Hold up there. I mean, I love Revenge of the Sith more than The Dark Knight, but
I'm back.
hold on, buddy.
Do?
Yeah, I do, but I still acknowledge that the other movie is better.
So it's subjective.
It is definitely subjective. This is all subjective.
I know.
I know something
We talk
completely
about
different.
objective.
Caleb is right. It is now time for the next trailer on the list. And since we have talked about Minions, we have talked about James Bond, we have talked about Clone Wars, the next logical conclusion is SpongeBob.
Of course.
Wait, what?
Yes, there is a SpongeBob movie trailer out.
Okay.
It's a little controversial because the creator, Steven Hillenburg, didn't necessarily want prequel stuff to be done with SpongeBob. And
no.
yet, we are going to see a younger SpongeBob in this movie. We're going to see him meeting Gary for the first time. And it kind of looks like a sequel to the first SpongeBob movie. Like, there's references to it, including another sandwich car. But at the same time, it's just, it's not, no, it's bad. It's going to be bad. What do you guys think? Did you see
It
it?
might be hilariously bad, at least.
Oh, yeah, we did talk about that.
I will say,
really
though-
don't care for it.
I will say, though, that we have had prequel stuff with SpongeBob before because we once literally saw SpongeBob as a fetus in his mother's womb.
That was, okay, truth or square, spoken by the people who created it,
And
is
also
like
SpongeBob
not
got
real.
married.
It's SpongeBob's like head canon on what his life is. So it's not actually real.
I want my own Tumble Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
Technically,
I'd
Tumble
bring him
Reeves.
like
everywhere.
Tumblr.
So the trailer we watched, the big game trailer, literally starts with, what's our
Snoop
movie
Dogg.
gonna have in it, SpongeBob? And it's like cars, action, Snoop Dogg, and Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves and
Reeves
Snoop
doing
Dogg
here?
are in SpongeBob the movie.
Whoa.
I know.
Keanu
That's
Reeves
why it might be
plays a
hilarious.
sage named Sage, and he's
He's a
literally
tumbleweed.
Sage. He's a tumbleweed.
I know. It's crazy.
I mean, we've had we've had David Hasselhoff and Antonio Banderas in the last two SpongeBob
And his
films.
abs came up. His abs literally.
But for the record, I still contend that frickin' him being in that movie, that might be one of the most funny scenes ever. Just David Hasselhoff shooting SpongeBob and Patrick back to Bikini Bottom with
and
his
then him
breath.
being flamed up, like the flame rising up.
You
and
did
then
a
him
good
being-
thing, Hasselhoff. You did. Ow.
Ow.
It's hilarious. Steven Hillenburg is great. And here's the thing. Original SpongeBob, classic. Really, really, really
Classic.
good. Current SpongeBob,
Garbage.
shoot. It's complete shoot because I can't say the SH word. But it's terrible. It's stupid.
Poopery. That's better.
It's just bad. And here's the thing.
It's excrement.
And this is interesting because Kyle hasn't actually seen any of SpongeBob. And because of that, Kyle really liked this trailer. He thought it was funny.
I still
Is
think it's going to be a bad
mayonnaise
movie, but I think it's going to be hilarious.
No, Patrick, mayonnaise is not an
I
instrument.
will say this. The animation style is quite unique. It's CGI, yet it captures the style of the show quite well.
I also like the animation.
Yeah, the animation doesn't look bad. Definitely doesn't look realistic because that's my biggest prejudice against CGI animation.
That it doesn't look real?
No, because CGI animation tries to look more real than it does like art.
I would disagree with that. I would say the only CG animated films, at least that I've seen, that actually tried to look real are like the Robert Zemeckis animated films, so like Polar Express, Christmas
I'm talking
Carol.
about the background.
Adventure of Tintin.
Talk about the background.
I know
like
what
the-
you're saying
it's
about like it trying too hard to be real, though. If only there was a movie that could verse that about spiders.
Spider-Verse!
Spider-Verse.
Thank you for Spider-Verse.
I'm getting flashbacks to a pig.
Aren't we all?
I'm getting flashbacks to Nicolas Cage.
How to get burned! How to get burned! How to get burned!
Oh no, not the memes! Not the
memes! Not the memes! Ah, they're my eyes! They're my
Look what you've done, Will!
They're
You've done this!
I feel like this is the episode where we've all pretty much just like broken down.
We've checked out. But moving on, there are more trailers to talk about. Look, I'm just going to bring it up because it happens to be a current movie. Okay, I'm going to say it, and then Callum's going to scream, Sonic the Hedgehog.
In a reaction video,
meow.
Okay, one at a time. Kyle, what were you saying?
I said during our reaction video we recorded earlier, Neil wasn't going to watch the Sonic trailer, but I made him do it for Callum. You're welcome.
Is the new trailer actually good?
Yes. No.
It's hilarious.
No.
Yes.
Kyle, tell the truth. We watched this trailer with like stone faces.
He had a fish on his head.
He did have a fish on his head, and then he became all puffy. But it wasn't funny.
That's the quickest way to win my heart over.
Becoming puffy.
Yes.
Yeah. I will say, based on the first two trailers, I mean, it was nice that they redesigned Sonic and everything, but I don't think.
Jim
Go
Carrey
ahead, Will.
I think the only
Jim
reason
Carrey's
I'm.
hysterical.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Will.
I was about to say the only reason why I might ever watch this movie is just for Jim Carrey, just because he looks like he's having a ball in this movie.
Oh
Well, to
yeah.
be fair, Jim Carrey is like probably the best part of all the trailers.
Yeah.
Oh, I
really miss Carrey.
I miss
Jim
him,
Carrey.
too.
I miss him in the movie
God
theater.
bless him. Yeah. He's just a phenomenal actor.
Remember Ace Ventura?
I remember.
Oh yes, I love Ace Ventura. If
I
I'm
think-
not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
I think the best
Oh
praise.
shoot! I said it.
I think the best praise I can give Sonic the Hedgehog is instead of going out with a loved one and celebrating an anniversary, this February 14th, Valentine's Day, I'll be watching Sonic the Hedgehog with our director, Chris.
Sad life you live.
Hey, say what you want. I'm not going to be alone on Valentine's Day.
Neil, I think Jim Carrey was on your mind when we watched the James Bond trailer because at one point you called him Jim Bond.
Yeah, thanks for bringing up that blooper.
I mean, Neil, to be fair, in one James Bond movie, I believe it was Live and Let Die, someone actually refers to James Bond as Jimmy.
Like Jimmy Neutron?
I need to call him Jimbo, like Commissioner.
Commissioner Jimbo Tron.
Here are your gadgets. Here are your gadgets, Jim Bond. Here is a mask. You wear this at nighttime, and you will become extremely goofy and cartoonish and indestructible. Here is a birthday cake, which will allow you to never tell a lie.
Here is a rhino that you will hide inside of and then exit anally.
Oh my.
And here's a Grinch suit. Have a good day.
And here is the claw. Use it to severely.
All right, moving on. Geez. So we have another.
Powers of God, do with that what you will.
So we have talked about the Clone Wars season coming out, which will be found on the beautiful app Disney Plus. But what else will be on Disney Plus? If only there were 3 shows stacked into one trailer that we could talk about.
WandaVision.
Yep.
And last but not least, Captain
America. That's the show. That's the brand new Marvel character. The brand new show is do.
I love do.
That was my original name.
Hey, look, it makes as much sense as the villain Fing Fang Foon, and that's a real Marvel villain.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we've seen some clips from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've seen some clips from WandaVision, and of course, we've seen one singular clip from Loki. But there's a lot to be revealed about that one clip.
I have one
Loki's
thing
alive.
to say about it. Bizarro guy from Stardust actually said that they could do the House of M from the comics in this. Like, they could do like a reverse House of M where they can bring all the mutants into the MCU.
Now, here's the thing. I've heard this too. I don't want that to happen.
Why not?
I don't like that. Because... What bullshit writing is that? Just
it's
like
from the comics.
No, it isn't. She deletes the mutants in that. It's just like, oh, we want to put these characters in the MCU. How do we do it?
Neil,
just have Scarlet Witch fart them in there.
If they can make a talking raccoon.
Well, don't blame me. Bizarro guy was the one who come up with it.
Go ahead, Callum. I can't hear you.
If they can make a talking raccoon and a talking tree work, why not make the House of M work?
Here's the thing. I think the House of M would be wonderful to do, but if you're going to do House of M, ladies and gentlemen, do House of M. Don't do this alternate thing where you're going to make a bunch of characters appear, kill all the Marvel heroes, and then the story is about a world without them. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah.
My point's
Yeah,
made.
or you could do like
Corrupt.
Or you could do something where the entire world is full of heroes, and like in My Hero Academia, like 80% of the population are full of heroes.
Honestly, what I really think they should do, X-Men are in hiding, and they've been there the whole time. I really think they should just do that. That's
a good idea.
Honestly, I don't know how I would feel about that because I feel there's a thing of like, okay, if you're in hiding, I mean, that's definitely understandable.
Well, here's another thing, and this is an alternate.
Okay. Certain things, like when Thanos invaded Earth, it's like, you know, we could have used you guys. Like, we could have used, like, Nightcrawler, like, you know, poofing out of nowhere, like, taking the Infinity Gauntlet off
of nowhere.
And, like, poofing off
Did you just say pooping out of nowhere?
I do that sometimes.
Here's the thing. Okay. So here's how you do it. And it's easy. Disney, I know you're scared, but this is how you do it. This is how you put him in the MCU. Are you ready?
Poop him out of nowhere.
Just say Deadpool is canon. That's all you got to do. Just say Deadpool is canon. Because then you do a movie that takes place around the same time as Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, where the mutants fight a different threat and can't help with Thanos. You know, maybe they're fighting Apocalypse and saving a different part of the world while the Avengers are fighting Thanos.
The children loved ones.
That's good.
I feel, though, if they were dealing with something like Apocalypse, that would make some pretty big news as well.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, we haven't seen a ton of the world after Endgame, except for Spider-Man, which takes place way far away from the MCU we are familiar with.
R.I.P. Tony.
You know what's weird? Like, in the book, like, in this, like, little prelude book, like, they said that everyone lied about Thanos snapping everyone out of existence. They never kept it. They never told it to the public. But in the movie, Cap said Thanos should have killed all of us. So everyone knows Thanos.
I mean, yeah, so the books and the movies are not canon to each other. Maybe. Well, here's the thing. In the movies, I think you can break it. Yeah, but hey, what are you going to do? Anyways, still staying on this topic, but talking a little differently. Let's get off of House of M for a second. Please. What I think they're actually going to touch is the Vision comics. And these are considered to be like really, really, really good comics where Vision builds himself a family. And they have a dog. I think his name is Sparky. And it's essentially Vision living in a sitcom, which is what the show WandaVision is based off of. It's going to be action-y and sitcom-y, and that's interesting to me. We're going to see a Marvel sitcom, people.
Do Vision's kids just have little Mind Stones?
Yeah.
Like baby Mind Stones?
So, wait, and you want to know my theory? You want to know something? Here. I think that Wanda, since she does have reality powers, I think that the stone, like, that made her, like, made those powers for her. Like, of course they did, but, like, it came from the stone. It didn't, like...
Yeah, this is definitely Wanda's power network.
I know, I mean, but it wasn't made from the Mind Stone. It was like, from... Am I losing it? Am I, like...
You're going nuts. Okay, what you're trying to say is the Mind Stone isn't the powers that is causing the stuff in the trailer. It's Wanda herself. No. And you're also trying to say the powers... Are you saying the Mind Stone unlocked?
Oh wait, I got
Wanda's powers, but didn't give her powers?
Yes.
Yeah, she's confirmed to be a mutant at this point. So yes, I get what you're saying. But we got two other movies to talk about here, and I think we need to dedicate 20 hours to that Loki scene where he just says, "I'm gonna watch this place burn," and then the scene ends.
Okay, let's dedicate 20 hours to it.
You sure said that line.
Well, here's the thing, and here, ladies and gents, I'm gonna tell you a secret because I'm a comic book nerd.
Loki is actually Heath Ledger's Joker.
No. In that scene, Loki is wearing a prison jumpsuit. This jumpsuit, I'm not going to say what they're actually called because I don't want to spoil specific plot points from this storyline. But essentially, guys, Loki has been captured by the Time Police.
Oh, shit.
Time Police? What is this, Gravity Falls?
I mean, it's kind of more like Rick and Morty, actually.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's multi-universal cops. Like, the Sanctity of Rick's. No, the
weird, like, testicle-looking people. They're time cops.
Langoliers.
Yeah, the Langolier guys.
No, just... Yeah, you got this son, and this son, and this. Mother...
You killed my gun!
But, moving on. Well, not moving on. We're still here. This actually leads to another theory I have regarding Black Widow. One we'll talk about when we talk about her trailer. But first, I think we had to get to the meat of this Marvel Disney Plus trailer. Captain America, Falcon, and Winter Soldier. But he's becoming Captain America.
He'll always be Chief Jim Hopper.
Yeah, a lot of people said it should have been Bucky to become Captain America.
Well, here's the thing. Falcon has a chance to prove that it should have been him in this show. And I'm going to give you what we believe to be the synopsis of the show. The government, including Thunderbolt Ross, doesn't want Falcon to become Captain America.
Is that what they're going to make the Thunderbolts?
Because they're racist.
I think Thunderbolts are going to be set up in Black Widow.
People get Red Hulk?
But hold on, everybody. Hold on. We're getting too excited.
But if you look at Captain America's costume, he's actually Captain Puerto Rico.
Wait. One thing. Before we continue, why didn't Ross just arrest Captain America and Bucky and Falcon at the funeral? After, just go
because
after.
They saved the goddamn universe.
Then why arrest them? Period.
He's not going to arrest them, but he's not going to let Falcon be Captain America. And here's the thing, and I'm going to say this. I've talked to my friend Ron about this, and he agrees. I hope there's a racial undertone to it. Like, I hope they touch on a black Captain America rising up, even though the government is saying he can't do that. Because really,
one blood.
It's unfortunate to say, that's kind of relevant right now.
Yeah, people need to be reminded that we're all one blood here.
Yeah,
and frankly,
we're all on the same on the inside, stinky and pink.
We're all ultimately human beings, and immigrants are just someone who used to be somewhere else.
Everybody's blood is red, guys. Get over it. Except for Kyle's, his blood is like pink.
My blood.
It's a dark purple.
Blood is actually my blood is actually indigo. So
my blood is blue. Blue.
Okay, besides these wackos, everybody else's blood is red. But I'm really interested in the story. Baron Zemo is going to be the villain. And to be honest, the best thing about all of these shows is we get to see characters that probably were never going to get their own movies get some time to shine. We're going to see
Hawkeye.
Oh, don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about good old... Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
Hawkeye's never going to get his own show. That's never going to happen.
Because one thing still thinks he's pathetic?
Look, okay, I will say it, but I won't go into my tangents.
Hawkeye has his own show. Haven't you seen Arrow?
I will go downstairs and kick your ass.
Wait, we can curse?
No. I said kick your past. I will kick his past away to another world.
Kyle Downing's lesson in social engineering.
I think Callum is entitled to a song now.
No. He just sang A Whole New World. He's good.
Took his ass to further beyond.
I'm gonna make a man out of you.
Speaking of that,
you and I are so
No. Speaking of Squidjedi's Man Out of You song, Mulan's final trailer came out, Doc. Mm-hmm. And Kyle had good things to say about this.
Really good. It looks like a really good action movie. I actually haven't seen the original Mulan, but I'm interested in seeing this movie.
I saw the original Mulan and I love it, but I really think that this is based on the myth, not the original Disney.
And you know what? I am all for that because really hope, because I love the fact that this Mulan doesn't look anything like the animated version, because that's why I hated Beauty and the Beast. I hated Aladdin. I hated the
Lion King.
I hated those remakes because they're basically
the same as the original.
Exactly. They were the same but worse. And but it looks like it's actually doing something different, which I am all for. Unfortunately, I know there's a lot of people who don't share that sentiment. Like, I remember one of the previous trailers Disney shared on their Instagram, and someone said something along the lines of "No Mushu equals no deal," or like, "Why don't you have like Shang In here, it's like
trying to do something
people.
new. We don't need Mushu. We don't need Shang. We don't need romance. We just need a badass woman kicking ass.
Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me, everybody.
That's the reason why everyone is hyped in a nutshell. Just badass ladies kicking ass.
Excuse me, everybody. Excuse me. My name is Neil Burris. I own a statue of Mulan on my channel. She's on my shelf. She's my favorite Disney princess.
Don't you dare
I
say
absolutely
she's a Disney
love
princess.
and adore
She's
Mulan.
not a Disney princess.
She is a Disney
She's
princess. I will always hold her to the same caliber the Disney princesses. She is the best Disney princess. She's better than a princess. She got spoke to by an emperor.
Technically, she never reached that mark.
Princess.
As far as I'm concerned, Mulan will always be a princess for me. And actually, fun fact, in the sequel, Mulan is treated as a princess because she has to take these three characters who are identified as princesses and lead them.
Yeah, but she's interrupted before she actually gets there.
Yes, but she does present herself, and they accept her because she is more than a princess. Anyways,
Another shout out to
Moving on.
Anyways, my opinions are this. Why'd you have to take out the songs? I get it. I love the original show. It's, besides Peter Pan, it's probably my favorite of the Disney classics. Why'd you have to take out the songs? I understand that it looks different and that's interesting, but the name is Mulan. It looks too different for me. And I still want to see it, and I still think it could be good from an action perspective. I look at this girl and I see Mulan. I see this badass woman who goes and subs into the war. But they're changing so much. Like, she's not called Ping anymore. Why'd you throw that out? I understand that Mushu's gone. I don't miss Mushu, but could you at least do some of the songs like Jungle Book did?
You hurt Eddie Murphy's feelings.
Okay, little quick thing about that. I actually didn't like the incorporation of songs in the Jungle Book movie because, like, the rest of the movie was just non-musical. So, like, when they did do full-blown musical sequences, it just felt so out of left field, and it just did not fit at all.
Look, I'm sorry, but you're gonna do Mulan. You're gonna do Mulan without a man out of view. You're gonna do Mulan without reflection.
Yeah.
They did the original. They did the original Chinese myth without those songs.
The original Chinese myth isn't Disney's Mulan, and I want to see Disney's Mulan. I don't want them to do what they did with Aladdin. I don't want them to do what they did with Lion King. I don't want to see the same thing, but I don't want to see something completely different if you're gonna call it Mulan. I want to see Mulan. Why can't we find this perfect balance of the two? And it really seems like this one is so close to doing that, but instead of doing that, they've chosen to completely throw out some of the material that made it great. And I understand they're trying to make it different, and it could be a great movie, and God, I hope it is, because I love Mulan. But cards on the table, I'm still nervous. And I think I have a right to be.
Sorry. How about this, Neil? Happy medium. We incorporate some things in the dialogue, like when Mulan begins training, the general will look at all the soldiers and say, "I will make a man out of you." Or, like, Mulan could be looking at a reflection of herself and say, "When will my reflection show who I am inside?"
The only way I will really accept it is if the movie is absolutely great, and then they play some of the songs during the credits.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's actually a good idea.
Like, we still, but it's just not in the movie because they're telling a different story. I can accept that they're telling a different story. I can. It's just, it's called Mulan, and when you're going to call yourself that, you have to represent Mulan. And to throw out all of these things that make the original what it was, I don't know, it hits me. I mean, I love this thing. Absolutely adore it. And I really hope I love the live action one just as much. But that being said, I am scared.
Skeptic.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Oh, go ahead, Cal.
I must say, there's just this one shot of Mulan flipping on this construction site. The camera angle looks amazing. Okay, moving on.
I mean, to be fair, we know the avalanche happened, so they got to be following the plot at least a little bit.
I
But
thought it looked like a very good action movie.
Chris has just said quite important. The original was not a Disney animation. The original was a Chinese epic poem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying Disney's Mulan was the original story. I'm saying Disney's Mulan is what is currently being adapted. And because of that, that's the one I care about the most.
But what if they're saying Disney's Mulan, that they're making it that they're saying it's from Disney, but it's from the epic poem?
Well, yeah, but so is Cinderella. Cinderella had origins and stuff like that. They all had origins beforehand. But this is Disney's version. That's why it's Disney's Mulan. Like, for example, Rapunzel was around before Tangled. I'll be damned if I don't think of Rapunzel from Tangled every time.
Why can't we just readapt? Why can't we just remake it with CGI animation? Why does that have to be live action?
I'd be into that. I'd love to see a CG one. You know what? Alternate. Why don't we just not remake them?
Yeah. Why not?
But to be fair, I am excited. Like I've said in the past, I think Mulan would be the best in terms of animated. So I'm going in cautious but optimistic. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, Marvel is back.
Actually, we're all gentlemen.
Black Widow has a trailer. And here's the thing. We're going to talk about this trailer a little, but then we're going to talk about a theory I have.
Okay.
Kyle, you can go first because you just saw the trailer.
I mean, I think it looks good. That's the main thing I have to say about it. Like, it's not something I'm wicked excited for. I'm just like, oh, hey, this exists. I'll go see it. I like Marvel.
Well, I'm interested because they're doing a character who's kind of deep comic called the Red Guardian, who, for those of you who don't know, this is the Russian Captain America.
And he was also Black Widow's first husband.
I don't think they're going to do that in the movie. I really don't think they're going to do that in the movie.
What if they do, though?
It kind of seems like they're doing a father relationship with this person, so that'd be really weird.
Oh my.
But so
You should cast me in this movie to be Black Widow's grandmother.
Of course. But so here's the thing. There was a Funko Pop released for this movie. And there are scenes in the trailers where we can see Natasha Romanoff, Black Widow, holding something red in her hand. Ladies and gentlemen, this Funko Pop, if you zoom in on it,
It's Santa.
what? No, not Santa.
It's
What?
not. It's not Deku. It's not Deku. And it's not whatever that thing is
Deku.
either.
What the hell is happening? No, not that Funko Pop. The Funko Pop of Natasha.
I know. I was just bringing up a Funko Pop just because I don't have one.
Look, the point is, ladies and gents, she's holding something red in her hand, something in a vial, and I have studied these images. I have looked into it. Ladies and gentlemen, in her hand are PIM particles. Time-traveling PIM particles.
Ooh.
And I'm going to tell the theory I told Callum. I think what they're going to do is Black Widow... Maybe they could do this, but I think they're hiding time travel in the Black Widow movie. And I think this better sets up that the main villain of the new saga of Marvel could be Kang the Conqueror.
Yes,
Loki.
something
Kang the Conqueror! Yeah!
wanted. That is
Listen,
something
guys.
I wanted.
Time travel is still a thing. Loki's whole show is going to be about time travel, and he's been arrested by the time travel cops. Kang the Conqueror's whole thing is he's a time-traveling conqueror from the future who has already taken over but needs to take over earlier in order to make the world a better place.
I've always thought Kang and Kodos deserve more attention.
From The Simpsons!
Yes.
Galactus, listen,
Okay.
everybody wants Galactus. Galactus needs to be the final villain of the final MCU movie.
That's never gonna happen.
We're going to get there
Right.
eventually. But
okay,
just to finish the thought, I haven't finished the theory yet, Will.
I died, sorry.
And remember, that's just a theory.
A Neil theory.
A game theory. A film theory.
A Neil theory. Anyways,
Squid.
I think she's going to go back in time. I think she's going to grab herself before Hawkeye made her and send that evil version of herself forward in time to die in the pit. I don't necessarily think this could happen, but if time travel is real, maybe Black Widow's still alive. Maybe this movie is going to be about showing she's still alive.
It's a Marvel movie, of course.
Dude, she had to be dead. There has to be more real death.
I'm just saying, what if the reason that Hulk couldn't bring her back is because she wasn't dead?
Well, that's okay theory.
I mean, you can't bring back someone that's already here.
No.
Okay, Will, did you have something to say during all that?
I actually have a funny little anecdote about King the Conqueror being in the MCU. So when I actually first saw the Avengers in the theaters, the first time I saw it, and they did the after credits scene that revealed Thanos. For some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, when I first saw that, I thought that was King the Conqueror. I don't know why I did.
Wait, when did you see this? I mean, how old are you?
I was 14.
Oh, I was 10, and that was actually my first Marvel movie. Actually, my second Marvel movie that I saw, and that was that blew me away. That got me sucked into the MCU.
My first Marvel movie was Iron Man.
Mine
God
too,
intended.
but my first one that got me sucked into it was the Avengers.
My last Marvel movie was Spider-Man: Homecoming. Also has God intended. I've seen them all. And if you haven't,
seen them all
you
too.
need to be burned.
I've seen them all.
Yeah,
your
Mark
hand down,
Scorsese, you need to be burned.
Kyle, you need to be burned.
Oh.
Martin Scorsese needs to be burned in that case.
You're gonna roast me?
Yeah, well, he needs
And then
to
we're
be
gonna eat
slapped in the face, punched in the balls, and then just thrown off a cliff.
Or worse. All right, so moving on from Marvel, I think we're done. We will instead, there's not a lot of trailers yet, but ladies and gentlemen, we here at Reactaholics are a family.
We're all gentlemen, and we're all family. We're all brothers here.
We are a family.
Grandmother.
We are family. And this family, let's talk about the family of family. Fast and Furious 9.
I knew it, yeah.
I want to see it just because of how batshit crazy it looks.
Look, in our reaction video, I got angry because of how stupid all the batshit crazy. There's this bridge that goes out, and the car is just going up the bridge while the bridge is collapsing, and then they're like, the bridge is out, Dom. We can't do this. Dom rams a rope, gets it on his tire, just plummets into the oblivion, and then swings with his car on this rope. And there's another scene where they use a car as a projectile to knock somebody off a motorbike, and that stupid shit with the bridge, and then they lift up this fucking semi, and then they do all this bullshit, and it's stupid, and it's terrible, and I'm done with this.
I tried to prepare Neil for that scene, but no matter how much I tried, I couldn't.
Okay.
Okay, I'm okay.
Neil.
Yeah.
Neil.
Yeah.
This is a Fast and Furious trailer. And this made you angry. I'm curious to know if you've seen a Fast and Furious movie before.
I've seen one or two, the earlier ones. Before.
Okay, you need to see. Okay, you need to see everything from Fast 5 because that's the type of batshit insanity that these movies have become known for.
If it means anything, I thought it was stupid when they did the submarine shit in the last one. But, listen, ladies and gentlemen, the term man-only film has been thrown around, and I never have felt the need to use it. But I have to argue that this movie is for just people who just want to sit down and just be dumb for an hour. And if that's what you want to do, ladies and gents, more power to you, because I do the same thing with certain movies. But ladies and gents, I can't do it here.
I'm done
I can't.
It's a great pastime.
I can't do it. Guys, I can't take it.
Be smarter than this.
I don't hate the Fast and the Furious movies. I don't. But hear me out. This is getting nuts!
They probably have made way too many.
Yes.
But
9 movies to be exact.
I think
And a spinoff!
I think they said that they plan on stopping at Fast and Furious 10.
I heard them say they were going to stop at Fast and Furious 8, and that didn't happen.
10.5.
Sorry, my inner sassy black woman came out there for a second. That didn't happen. Do we have any positive opinions on the trailer?
Well, I don't have a positive opinion. I have a meh opinion. I really don't care about these movies, but what you just said made me interested and made me so, like, what the H?
It just hurt me. It hurt me in a way I don't think I can do. Whereas Captain Marvel didn't give me enough. This movie is giving me way too much. We just need to move on.
Just like how I haven't moved on, Neil, from what you did to me.
Jesus, get over it! Find someone new.
Altar to die.
Which one's worse? Minions, Transformers, or Fast and Furious?
Oh, absolutely Minions and Transformers, but still, I'm allowed to, like, not like the bullshit in Fast and the Furious either.
At least they're not overrated Twinkies.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, Transformers are totally overrated Twinkies.
Might be.
Well, actually, they're overrated junk piles.
No, they're Michael Bay's wet dream.
Yeah, and actually, I grew up with Transformers. Optimus Prime was my hero.
Michael Bay.
This movie.
Michael Bay doesn't have wet dreams. He has explosive dreams.
I grew up with this, but I actually found a good show, and it was Transformers Prime, and it was actually a good one. But the movies, I just wish I didn't grow up with them, but I'm glad I grew up with them just so I can get Optimus Prime.
So, ladies and gents, we have talked on this channel about the Mortal Kombat movie coming out. But lo and behold, Mortal Kombat has surprised us. Because Mortal Kombat released an animated movie trailer the other day. And it looks pretty dope. It is called Mortal Kombat Scorpion's Revenge. I'll share my thoughts first. And then I'm actually going to play Mortal Kombat after the shoot. Because Kyle wants to do videos. But... so, my thoughts on this is...
It's got to be better than the Mortal Kombat movies that already exist.
Well, the first Mortal Kombat movie was okay.
It wasn't the worst movie, but it wasn't good.
Hey, do you want Subway?
Sure.
Do you want to say hi to them?
It's fine. Just do you want Subway or no?
No.
Hi, random person.
That was my brother.
Hi,
brother.
Hi, Squidjedi's brother.
Can I be his
Stream Invader? Eat him. He's seen too much.
Yes.
No, we have to execute him.
Execute Order 69.
We shall execute him by lashing with wet noodle.
That's Order 69.
That is how you explained it to me in the reaction video.
We are all going to hell.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not going to hell.
But I'm going there on a roller coaster, baby. Anyways.
No, actually, Callan's going to give me a piggyback ride into hell.
Actually, I'm going to go on a giant, I'm just going to rocket out of heaven and then go straight back to hell. And then I'm going to go heaven and hell, heaven and hell, heaven and hell.
My path to hell is on the back of a radioactive badger.
Guys, we're already there.
I'm just gonna go to heaven and just get that over with.
Screw you together. Going to heaven. All right. Back to Mortal Kombat. Back to Mortal Kombat. Back to Mortal Kombat. This trailer looks really good. The only real issue with it, for me, is it's called Scorpion's Revenge. But it really just looks like it's the story of Mortal Kombat. It's all these different warriors from Earthrealm and Outworld and all the other realms coming together to fight in a battle to see if the evil Shao Kahn is going to take over. It really doesn't look like a freaking Scorpion origin story. That being said, there are some hints that we could see Noob Saibot. There are some hints that we could get some Scorpion origin. And there is some confirmed information that when the reveal for Spawn, the DLC of Mortal Kombat 11, comes out, they will also drop a red band for this movie showing all the beautiful gore and swearing that we love from this franchise.
Really? In America? An animated movie in America that shows that stuff.
Only in America.
Mortal
You know what?
Kombat.
I mean,
How America only thinks that animation is
to
for
be
children.
fair, to be fair, this is the same America is the same country that created South Park, so
Yeah, touche.
The man's got a point. Man's got a point.
But
And
it's
it's
also the
the
same
movies.
country
We
that has
never get
American
stuff
people
like
who are
this.
offended by
and
everything.
it's also
Yeah,
wait.
like,
Well, South Park has an orgy mountain in it of just men. So if we can have that, certainly we can have Scorpion ripping off someone's head.
why did I have it now?
Also, this is also the same country that gave us Sausage Party and every film by Ralph Bakshi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America kind of sucks.
That's
Japan, I bow to you.
Those are
You
good
are the
things.
superior country.
Yeah, but America still kind of sucks.
You should
I
see
mean,
some
it gave us all this
film
good stuff.
The
It gave
rating
us all of
system
this
is just
beautiful-
confusing.
Wonderful stuff. But it also gave us Avatar: The Last Airbender, so fuck it.
Oh,
wait.
The movie!
yeah, yeah.
My hands
Okay.
are up.
You
Because
Don't
don't
kill me.
say The Last Airbender, not Avatar, because
The
that-
movie.
You know,
I will never shit upon Avatar: The Last Airbender, the show.
no, never. Not
Even the
ever.
Great Divide. Even the Great Divide.
But I could say
So
that.
do we have thoughts about
anime is
Mortal
better.
Kombat? Kyle, Callum, Will?
I want to
I
see
mean,
it.
I mean, I enjoy the Mortal Kombat games, but they're never something I've been really passionate about. So,
I've played them before, and I've never been passionate about them either. Nope.
Nah. You know what? If this
I
is
got
going
into it after I vigorously bitch slapped Neil in one video.
That's a predator. I've seen that. Yeah.
Go ahead, Callum.
Firstly, if this is just going to play out like typically like the games, I'm surprised this isn't like a Don Bluth film.
Don Bluth! Oh, good
Like
lord,
Dragon
if Don
Slayer.
Bluth made this.
Like if it was a dragon, if it was Mortal Kombat.
okay, in the
Chris has brought up an interesting concept of a Soul Calibur movie, but that's for another story, I guess.
That would be interesting.
I'm not interested unless they put Yoda in there.
Oh, that would be even more. They get a crossover character in the movie. I would love that shit.
What about Voltron?
Ezio and Link and Spawn and
Geralt, The Witcher.
What
No,
about Voltron?
no, but I'm specifically saying Yoda because Yoda was actually in a Soul Calibur game.
Yeah, so were all the characters Callum just said.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Spawn, Link, Geralt, The Witcher.
Ezio, definitely. What about Voltron, though?
That one girl from, I think her name is like
Nier
A2 or
Automata.
something. Yeah, the girl from Nier Automata. Anyways,
They need to
Moving
introduce
on.
Mike from Stranger Things.
Mike from The Boy?
Yes.
The one who's into 11?
Yes.
What would his weapon style be?
Grappling hook.
So, guys, I think we started with some Disney stuff, and now we're going to end with some Disney stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't been talking about this show. This is the last trailer. This trailer is for a little show called Onward.
Oh yeah.
which is Disney's next animated movie.
Pixar.
It is Pixar's, yes.
I'm wearing the
I gotta
same
be
talking
honest.
shirt as one of the main
Before we
characters.
begin, I have a question. Before we begin, afterwards, can we talk about other topics?
No, I think we're just about done.
And I know you have a topic you want to talk about, Brooks, but we can do that in the next video. We just had so much to talk about this
Future
episode.
videos, maybe. But for now, we need to focus on Onward.
In our reaction video, I said it was a spin-off of something as a joke, and I can't remember what I said.
I mean, to be fair, you did laugh a lot when it was... I literally said to Kyle, now there's a scene in this trailer that's going to make you laugh.
He's just pants.
And it's specifically when it's revealed like they didn't finish the spell and the dude is just his lower half.
I said it's an Avengers spin-off.
Because it stars Chris Pratt and Tom Holland.
Yes.
Yeah, I love those two. They're great as Star-Lord and Peter. They had so much great chemistry.
They're great as Peter and Peter.
Yeah, Peter, like two Peters.
The Peters.
Okay, but seriously though, Infinity War and Endgame 0 out of 10 for not bringing up the fact that they were both named Peter.
Yeah, that was a fail.
Yeah, it was a huge fail.
But I just to go through this synopsis of this film, from what we've learned of the trailers, this is an official synopsis. This is a Knealetapus. Apparently, these two boys are trying to learn magic in order to bring their dad back, but they can only do it on this one day.
So full of alchemists.
So they start to bring him back, but then they screw up the spell. So they have to go to this place and get a MacGuffin or something to bring back their dad. And I gotta be honest, every time I see this world, I'm so entranced in it. Pixar does fantasy in modern times. It's so interesting to see unicorns take the place of raccoons, to see fairies as bikers, and houses made out of mushrooms. Mario, eat your heart out. It's amazing.
Honestly, from everything I've seen of this movie, this is what the movie Bright should have been. The one with Will Smith. This is what they should have done with that.
Cool.
I legitimately really love the style. I love the look. And I can't wait to see this movie. Callum, your thoughts?
I am wearing the same tartan shirt as one of the main characters.
Beautiful. Cool. Anything else?
This concept, it's interesting that they're bringing in Marvel stars as some of the main characters. I have to admit, Neil, I'm getting some you and me vibes from the main characters.
Yeah, actually, I am too. now that you've said that.
If we're comparing ourselves to the characters, I feel like I'm the pants.
Yeah, Kyle's the pants. I'm the Chris Pratt brother, and Callum's Tom Holland.
Okay, here's an idea though. What if instead of getting Chris Pratt and Tom Holland to play the brothers, what if instead we got Drake Bell and Josh Peck?
Look, I would have fucking loved it, and now that you've said that, I'm upset. But that being said, this is a really good casting. Chris Pratt playing the older brother, of course that's great. And Tom Holland playing the nervous kid. He's been doing that in Marvel already. Changing nothing.
Yeah, he could easily play this guy right here.
Not even kidding. I am... Tom Holland, much like another actor I like, Cameron Monaghan. It's just this actor with such an interesting history. Like, Cameron Monaghan is kind of a young man, but he has a very successful show with Shameless, but he's also played the Joker. He's playing a Star Wars character in a video game. He has such an interesting career already. Tom Holland is the same. This guy is like 22, 23. He got to play Spider-Man. He's in a Pixar film, for God's sake.
Yeah.
And he co-stars with Will Smith in a movie. This dude is going places.
I think he also got to play Billy Elliot in the West End.
Oh yeah, that lip sync battle, Kyle. Oh my God. If you haven't seen Tom Holland's lip sync battle where he does...
Go look that up.
singing in the rain, and then he does another.
Oh, I've seen it.
It's wonderful. It's just one of the best things I've ever seen in my life.
Tom Holland is a professional dancer. That's how he got to be Spider-Man in the first place.
Because he was Billy Elliot.
Yep, that's right.
With that said, ladies and gents, it looks like we're done with trailers.
Wait, what about me?
What about you?
What about us?
All right, what are your opinions on Onward As?
I think it's Full Metal Alchemist a bit. You know,
what? No.
The brothers trying to bring back someone from the dead.
I mean, yeah, but that's a lot of movies.
Necromancy, presented by Pixar.
But I do think it does have potential. But it could be missed potential. It could be anything. I mean, I have a mix. I'm open.
You think this could be a Cars 2?
No, I don't think it's gonna be Cars 2. I think it might be a Monsters University. Or
I think this might be a Monsters University.
Or it could be an Inside Out.
Not a Monsters Inc. Interesting.
Or Brave.
Or Monsters Inc. All right.
I like how Callum was just like, or Brave, and no one had anything to say.
No one cares about Brave. I'm sorry.
Or Courage the Cowardly Dog.
That doesn't fit. Okay. So we have talked about all of these trailers. What is our time code? Because I am going to ask the question, someone figure out how long we've been filming while we do this. Ladies and gentlemen, of all of these movies we have discussed today, which one are you most excited for? Let's start with Callum.
Which movie am I most excited for this year?
Wait, before you continue, can I say, do we count TV shows too?
No, of the ones we talked about today.
Yeah, but that's a TV show, The Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, continue.
Just the trailers of everything.
Okay, continue.
Go ahead, Callum.
I am super looking forward to The Lighthouse, which I have yet to see in the cinemas.
Callum, the trailers that we talked about.
He's just really excited to see me in more videos.
Callum, of the trailers we have discussed today, which one do you think could be the best movie, and which one are you most excited for?
Well, depending on my mood, I could pick one trailer or several.
Are you trying to do the Joker or a sassy teenager?
Or Jim Carrey.
Smoke
Jim Carrey has a sassy teenager.
P-A-R-T. Why? Because I
gotta.
Are you looking forward to Sonic? What, Callum, answer the question, boy.
I'm sorry, answer what question? Sorry?
Okay. Which of the trailers we've discussed today
Callum, you're my spirit animal.
is your favorite, Callum? Which one of these do you think could be the best movie?
Any particular one of them. I could pick any one of them.
Pick one!
Deadpool 3.
Oh, there's just so much to pick. I just can't decide.
Pick! Pick or I'll move on!
Who says I have to pick?
You know what? You don't. Hey, Will, which one of these is your favorite?
Probably because it's one of the only two trailers that I've seen, and the only of those two trailers I liked. I'm most looking forward to Clone Wars Season 7.
Interesting.
So for me.
I think that might be my pick, too. I'm currently rewatching all the Clone Wars episodes, which I thought would take forever, but it isn't. I'm zooming through these. I'm almost to Season 4. Kyle, which one is your favorite?
You know, I really feel like Callum has a point.
I will come downstairs and shoot you. Pick one.
I just feel like he was really onto something with his indecisiveness.
I'm coming downstairs.
Neil, you know, I used to
I'm coming downstairs.
Neil, I used to think I was indecisive, but now I'm not so sure. I
have done beautiful things tonight.
actually did come downstairs.
Pick one, you twat. So Kyle, which one's your favorite?
Yeah, you know what? You made me lose my memory.
I'm coming back! We're coming back!
Oh man.
I can't believe you've done this.
I want to animate this. Animate the shit out of
Yeah, let's do this every time. Every time we do this, let's end off with a laugh.
Please. Just say Mortal Kombat.
I don't.
Just say SpongeBob. Say anything.
In that Mulan movie looks pretty good.
Thank you.
That's not my final
That's
answer.
not my
Taking your gum.
Four.
And now you have one less. Okay, Squid, go ahead and say your favorite.
I already said it. It was the Clone Wars.
Cool. I'm still I'm still nervous about Mulan. I think it could be really good though. I hope so. I hurt myself.
You hurt me, Neil. You hurt me.
You know what? Well, I'm sorry. I was wrong.
You're forgiven, baby.
Love isn't something you should throw.
That was
That's
so
why I was
beautiful. I'm
seeing
so glad it was recorded.
That's why this Valentine's Day, instead of seeing Sonic the Hedgehog, I'll be seeing Sonic the Hedgehog, but thinking of you.
Oh.
I still love you, baby.
Yay.
We
All
love
right.
you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, this episode's been a mess.
It has been.
But ladies and gentlemen, what show on this channel isn't a mess? Callum, where can they find you at?
Destination anywhere.
All right, Callum's not getting plugged this episode. Darth Potter, where can they find you at?
You can find me on Stardust at DarthPotter7. You can find same thing on Letterboxd as well. You can find me on Letterboxd as DarthPotter7. You can find me on YouTube as WJ's Productions. And I got a Bumble and Hinge profile. So again, if you're a single woman, hit me up.
If you want to date this man, hit him up on Bumble.
Or Hinge.
Or Grindr.
My battery's running low.
Well then, Kyle, where can they find you at?
You can find me on YouTube on The Kylor Show, and in The Kylor Show, you can also find a link to my Facebook page. Come interact with me there.
Awesome. Squid Jedi, where can they find you at?
You can find me on YouTube. You can find me. I have Squid Bear, and you can find me on Letterboxd, and you can find me on Stardust. And let's go out on a high note, baby. Let's leave.
I mean, we
also
still
do all
got to
the
put
editing. I also do all the editing over on the Quack Train channel.
And of course, we have our beautiful director who had to sit through a lot tonight. Good old Chris Patel. He does art streams and he does gameplay streams all the time. Really good stuff. And if you're interested in me, I'm the guy who attacked Kyle. Hello. You can find me here on this channel. I do streams. I'm going to be doing a lot of videos here tonight and even in the next few days. So expect a lot of content. You can find me on Stardust at Dr. Knealetapus, and you can find me on Instagram at Dr. Knealetapus. So if you would like to check me out, you can do that on Tinder. No, I don't have a Tinder. But you can totally check me out on any of that stuff. And yeah, we got plenty of videos coming in the future, including more Reactaholics. So I think it's going to be great. So
which trailer was the best one?
Callum, now I'm coming to your house to beat you up too.
And thus Neil began his journey running across the ocean.
Goodbye, everybody!
Oh my.